This joint declaration represents, I think, a significant milestone that outlines a pathway towards peace. I think it addresses the important issues that are outstanding between the two countries, such as de-escalation of tension along the border, the removal of heavy weapons, the need to have demining, the importance of addressing the issue of illegal activities, particularly scam operations along the border, and also dealing with the encroachments along the border of the two countries. We also believe that what has been agreed demonstrates Cambodia's sincerity and genuine commitment to joining Thailand in the path towards peace and cooperation. And I want to emphasize that full commitment and implementation of the commitments will provide the building blocks for a lasting peace. And certainly we want to take this opportunity to thank Malaysia as the chair of ASEAN and the United States for their contribution to the signing of this declaration. We believe, I think, that both sides now have a shared responsibility to implement, to act on what has been agreed in order to bring peace, security to our peoples, especially those along the border.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you could speak a little bit more detail to the process and the order of the process that'll take place now. The Prime Minister has said that you will begin the process of releasing the 18 Cambodian soldiers. Are there specific things that Cambodia needs to do to unlock that process, and are they stipulated in the text of the agreement?
Those things, what needs to be done, are being done already. The commanders, the regional commanders of the armed forces of the two countries have met to discuss the withdrawal of heavy weapons. I think once the withdrawal starts, I think this is then the process on the part of Thailand to release the 18 soldiers that we have detained will also start. But of course we have to do the medical checkup. We want ICRC to come and witness this process. So once the withdrawal of heavy weapons starts, and we're going to also start the demining. If that starts, then we will start the process of releasing the detained 18 soldiers.
Thank you. It's Sweetie Lee from the New York Times. Foreign Minister Sihasak, Thailand has said consistently that it would not want a third party to adjudicate in this border dispute. What has changed this time? And related to that, Cambodia has said that they've wanted the International Court of Justice to rule on the border dispute as a result of this agreement that they decide to drop this demand. Thank you.
Well, our position all along has been to resolve the disputes bilaterally. And this time we've had the facilitation of the United States and Malaysia, but their role is to facilitate. The discussion was conducted bilaterally between both sides, the two sides. I myself headed the policy level discussion. So we had the United States and Malaysia present at the beginning, but when we started the discussion, the negotiations, we did it bilaterally. So this is not a case of mediation by third parties, facilitation by third parties. Well, I think, and also with regard to taking this case to the International Court of Justice, I think we've also, our position has been that it's best to resolve it bilaterally. through bilateral discussion. And so I think that through bilateral discussion, we've been able to address the issues, and now we have a pathway towards peace. So we have to address these issues, we have to implement what has been agreed, and then this will lead to peace. And then we can also begin discussing steps that can be taken to improve the relations, to strengthen the relations. The implementation of the de-escalation along the border, the removal of heavy weapons will be observed by the ASEAN observer team. So that gives us, I think that gives confidence on both sides that what we've agreed will be implemented, will have to be implemented and witnessed by a third party.
I just want to ask very simply, a yes or no will suffice. Does this agreement here today change anything on the ground?
Yes, it will. It will. And I think it started to change already. The regional military commanders have met yesterday. They will meet again. And I'm sure it will change things on the ground, because at the level of leadership, we made it known that we will implement what has been agreed. We've made it known that we are looking ahead to restoring our ties, and not only that, making our ties even better. And this was in front of two friends and also in front of the press, right? So I think that I'm confident that both sides are under obligation to implement what we've agreed.
Can I just ask about the name of the agreement that you have signed? Because, as you know, President Trump has called it the Kuala Lumpur Peace Accords, and we saw in the backdrop of the ceremony that it's a Thai-Cambodia peace deal. Is that something, is that what you would call what Thailand has just signed?
Well, the official title is the Joint Declaration on the Outcomes of the meeting between the two prime ministers in Kuala Lumpur.
So would you call it a peace deal?
Well, I would call the pathway towards peace. The critical mineral is an MOU, which is about cooperation, and it's not legally binding, but it's about about transfer of technology, about exchange of information, and also strengthening supply chain in critical minerals. From our side, I think we benefit from transfer of technology. We benefit from, strengthening the supply chain, because it's going to help the development of certain industries which require critical minerals, right? Like semiconductor. So that is the purpose of this MOU, and we think it's mutually beneficial. It focuses on cooperation, and there's nothing in there that is legally binding.